Today is a very auspicious day, appearance day of one dear disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, named Srila Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Gosvami Maharaj. So here from the book of Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj, I will read something, not everything. Srimad Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Gosvami Maharaj appeared in a family of Brahmanas and was previously known as Sri Nripendra Sanyal. Prior to taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, Sri Nripendra Sanyal worked as a reporter for the famous Bengali newspaper Amrita Bazar Patrika. He and a number of other reporters once went to Bagbazar Gauriya Math to cover the Sat Shiksha Pradarshini exhibition organized by Srila Prabhupada. Through a series of dioramas, the exhibition exposed various corrupt practices prevalent in the Gauriya Vaishnava community. Such practices included shelling peanuts with worshipful Shaligram Shilas, demanding money for the darshan of deities, making money through the recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam and the bestowal of mantras, the Brahmanas consuming of meat and wine, and the Babajis shamelessly associating with women although they have accepted the external dress of a renunciate. So the dioramas. So it is not that only in politics and in business and in health system there is corruption. No, corruption is everywhere. Because we conditioned souls, we have these 4 defects. One of them is cheating. So for the sake of some mundane benefit, we use something to cheat. So here we see Brahmanas. Outwardly they are like Brahmanas. Everyone has to give them donation. But they are taking all non-veg and these things. Babajis, outwardly, they renunciate, but they're having illicit sex connection with ladies. And there in Navadip, they were charging money for getting darshan of Mahaprabhu deity. Mahaprabhu went everywhere, embracing everyone, whole India. And he came to them and embracing them. But now they want to charge money for his darshan. Otherwise you cannot see. So that is corrupt. And they are using Shalagram Shila, they are worshipful, worshipable, and they are cracking peanuts with that. Because they have no belief what is Shalagram, how they can be Brahmin. So everywhere there is corruption. That is why those who are sincere for eternal welfare, they will not be deceived. Nakrit kalyan krit kaschit durgatin tata gachati. Krishna says in Gita, one who wants kalyan, eternal welfare, he will not be deceived. But if I deceive myself, I desire some other things, then many deceivers will come and I will be cheated. So at that time, the Gauriya Vaishnavism was on a very bad name in society because of these corrupt practices in the name of Mahaprabhu teaching. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent his own persons, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to, by their own example, to show, by example and also by writing, to show what is the pure teaching of Mahaprabhu, and also they refuted what is not. But propagated in the name of. So this Maharaj, that time Nripendra Sanyal, he came to see this exhibition to Bagbazar Guriamat. Shri Nripendra Sanyal was naturally inclined to gain as much knowledge as possible, and so he posed many questions to the devotees present. Observing his inquisitiveness, the devotees took him to their Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. It was then that Shri Nripendra Sanyal met Srila Prabhupada for the first time and received the opportunity to hear from his lotus mouth the pure concepts of the Gauriya line regarding Bhagavat Dharma, Bhagavat Parampara, and the inseparable connection between Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. The way in which Sriman Mahaprabhu arranged for each personality to come to Srila Prabhupada is an amazing affair. Because you remember when Prabhupada was thinking how I will preach, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all Panchatattva and all Guru Parampara, they appeared in dream to Prabhupada and they told him, you have to preach. Then he said, how I can preach? I have no money, I have no people. Then Mahaprabhu said, I will send you everything, you don't worry, you start. So all these men who were sent to him were sent by Mahaprabhu. So, and it is an amazing affair how they came. The way, yes, Shri Nripendra Sanyal was so thoroughly impressed by Srila Prabhupada's fearlessness that whenever the opportunity arose, he would visit the mat to hear Harikatha and Kirtan. He deeply contemplated the significance of important subjects such as Sadhu Sangha, the true purpose of human life, and the glories of bona fide spiritual lineage. Purpose of human life is we have to get spiritual realization, absolute knowledge we have to get and rescue ourselves from Maya and attain the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. This human life is not meant only for eating, sleeping, mating and defending. That we have to clearly understand. Otherwise we will waste this human life, what is meant for. After careful introspection, Shri Nripendra Sanyal decided, I will take shelter of this great personality's lotus feet, become his most insignificant servant, try to understand his true internal moods, and dedicate my life to the auspicious work he has begun. He was profoundly impacted by Srila Prabhupada's decision to dedicate his life to undertaking such grave responsibilities. Shortly after, he revealed his heart to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada awarded him Harinam and Mantra Diksha and gave him the name Shri Narottamananda Brahmachari. Shri Narottamananda Brahmachari was a skilled reporter and especially proficient in English. Upon observing his attentiveness and his ability to eloquently repeat whatever he heard, Srila Prabhupada sent him along with other sannyasis and brahmacharis to preach in Mumbai under the guidance of Shri Srimad Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. There, Shri M.P. Engineer, the chairman of the Theosophical Society, and later the first Advocate General of Independent India, invited the Gauriya Math preachers to speak at one of the society's gatherings. He was greatly inspired by Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj's lecture as well as by the kirtan, conduct and conviction of the devotees. This happened when Prabhupada, means this MP engineer, he said, in all major cities in India there is a Gauriya Math, so why Mumbai should be deprived? So he invited Srila Bhakti Kamal Gosvami Maharaj and our Parangurudev to his that Theosophical Society. He said that many important persons of the city, they are coming to those meetings, so if you speak lecture there, you can be acquainted with them and they with you, and they will contribute. So then Sridhar Maharaj said, God sent you for this. So it was in this famous meeting that Srila Sridhar Maharaj spoke for a long time how infinite is unknowable and unknown and unknowable to the finite. Because how finite can know infinite? If finite can know infinite, then infinite will not be infinite. He spoke. Then he concluded lecture because time was fixed. Then MP engineer said, very nice, but I have one question. It's very logical what you said, but I have one question. Why then you took sannyas and undergoing so many austerities and so much spiritual practices and this, if anyhow God, absolute infinite, cannot be known and attained? Then Sridhar Maharaj said, because you have given me only some time. I can tell other aspect also if you give me time. Then they gave him time. Then Sridhar Maharaj said that finite cannot know infinite. But if infinite cannot make himself known to finite, then also he is not infinite. He will be limited if he does not have this power. He can do. So finite, when he tries to know infinite by his own effort, it is impossible. But if infinite reveals himself to finite out of his own accord, then he will not lose his position. To whom he will reveal himself? To a surrendered soul. So we are practicing surrender to him. In that way, we will receive him. He will make himself known to us, and we can attain his service. And that is unlimited also. That Sharanagati and the realization of him also is unlimited. That verse is there. Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyo na Medayana Bahuna Shrutena Yam Evaisavrinutena Labhyas Tasyaisha Atma Vivrinute Tanum Svam. He means Paramatma or Supreme Lord. He must choose to whom he will choose. To him he will reveal himself, his transcendental spiritual form. So without his will it is impossible to know him. But does that mean, in Vedanta Sutra, this question is there, then does that mean that he is just randomly choosing and gracing some and some not? And that means we have nothing to do. We only have to wait whether he will choose us or not. Then Vedanta Sutra Vyasadeva replies, no, it is not that. It means he must choose, means his will must be there, but he will choose himself to reveal himself to surrendered soul, one who will practice devotion. So Sridhar Maharaj said, we are practicing devotion. By his grace, we are knowing him and attaining his service. So when this happened, later when Srila Prabhupada visited Mumbai, Sri MP Engineer requested him to establish a Gauriya Math branch there. Before offering a reply, Srila Prabhupada asked Sri Narottamananda Brahmachari, would you feel inconvenienced if I were to assign you the responsibility of preaching in Mumbai? In reply, Srila Narottamananda Brahmachari quoted a kirtan composed by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Tomar sevai dukho hoy joto, seoto parama sukho. Seva sukho dukho parama sampat, nashay abida dukho. This is from the song Atma Nivedan. Whatever distress I may experience in the course of serving you, means Krishna, is actually the greatest of joys. The pains and pleasures of serving you are the greatest wealth, for they destroy the misery of ignorance. When we are in ignorance, that is all the time misery. Although we might sometimes feel like pleasure like this, but from the standpoint of Atma, that is also misery. But in the service of Krishna, whatever trouble one takes, it actually releases him from ignorance, and always it is blissful. He continued, although a neophyte devotee like me derives the greatest amount of spiritual benefit in direct association of Sri Guru, still I am convinced you will not deprive me of that same benefit if I obey your instruction to serve you from distance. This is very important point. Physical nearness does not necessarily mean benefit and association, sadhu sangha. We have to follow the order of Guru. By that we can have his actual association. So he understood this point. He said, if this is your order, then I will not be deprived of benefit of associating with you, because through this, according to Srila Prabhupada's instructions and guidance, Sri Narottamananda Brahmachari preached all over Mumbai. While he was there, Srila Prabhupada mercifully blessed him by sending him a set of Srimad Bhagavatam's 12 cantos inscribed with the name Narottamananda Brahmachari. Recalling this instance, Srila Madhusudan Gosvami Maharaj used to say, I considered Srila Prabhupada's gift as an instruction to preoccupy myself with the practice and preaching of Sri Bhagavat Dharma. Srila Narottamananda Brahmachari would deliver exceptionally sweet sermons on Srimad Bhagavatam, explaining every subject with sound reasoning and in no uncertain terms. Srila Prabhupada kept a complete record of his disciples' preaching activities. Being highly pleased by the enthusiasm and expertise with which Sri Narottamananda Brahmachari preached Bhagavad Dharma, he thus conferred upon him a Shri Gaur Ashirvad certificate and the title Bhakti Kamal, which means the lotus of devotion. Shri Srimad Bhakti Rakshidhar Goswami Maharaj honored this title when he awarded Shri Narottamananda Brahmachari sannyas and gave him the name Shri Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Maharaj. Initially, after Srila Prabhupada's departure, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Alok Paramahansa Maharaj joined together and preached the message of Srila Prabhupada under the banner of Sri Gauriya Vedanta Samiti, an organization they founded. Srila Keshav Goswami Maharaj would accept disciples, and Srila Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj and Srila Paramahansa Maharaj, that time they were not yet sannyasis, would preach under his guidance. It was by the preaching and association of Srila Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj that Srila Keshava Goswami Maharaj obtained two prominent and invaluable jewels, Shri Radhanath Banachari and Shri Gaur Narayan Banachari, later known as Shri Bhaktivedanta Trivikram Maharaj and Shri Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj, respectively. This contribution of his will remain embedded in golden letters in the chronicles of the Saraswata Gauriya Vaishnavas. When differences arose among the prominent members of the Gauriya Vedanta Samiti, it means everyone has their own personality and individuality and what kind of service Krishna wants from them. So they will have different opinions and for different service. That does not mean anarthas, but different services. Like in Vrindavan, you have many groups of servitors. They are serving. And Mahaprabhu also had many groups of kirtaniyas during Ratha Yatra. So they are serving in separate groups. So like that is also manifesting in due course of time. So here, when differences arose, Guru Maharaj, means our Parangurudev, Srila Bhakti Madhusudan Gosvami Maharaj, was called to reconcile those differences and resolve the situation. After hearing each of their views, Guru Maharaj concluded, Shri Keshava Maharaj has many renounced disciples, and therefore it is better that Shri Devananda Gauriya Math remains with him. Shri Madhusudan Maharaj should continue preaching from the Math in Bardhaman, and later I will personally assist him in acquiring a plot of land in Mayapur and in building a Math there. Shri Paramahamsa Maharaj should be given a sufficient amount of funds so that he can purchase land in Mayapur and continue his services most suitably. The solution Guru Maharaj, means Parangurudev, proposed was readily accepted by all parties involved. Soon after, Guru Maharaj inspired a lady devotee, Srimati Pannama, a disciple of Srila Keshava Goswami Maharaj who had taken up the path of bhakti after hearing Harikatha from Srila Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, to acquire land in Sri Dham Mayapur for Srila Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, and true to his word, personally assisted in the construction of Srila Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj's Math to the furthest extent possible. Our Parangurudev was the first to reveal Ishodhyan, that area where our Math is there, Gopinath, Gauriya Math, all these Maths, ISKCON, that area. Before there was nothing there, only jungle, forest and nothing. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote in Navadip Bhavataranga, he saw that area as not different from Radhakunda, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing his midday pastimes there. So he desired, let this be the eternal place of my worship for that Ishodhan. So it was our Parangurudev who started there. He bought land and he started that Math, and gradually he assisted all other God brothers in getting land in that area. Even for ISKCON, he bought it. Our Parangurudev bought for Srila Sai Maharaj that land. That time it was not so expensive. Now it is, because it is much developed, but that time nothing was there. So first our Math was there, and then gradually all these Maths from Ganga Ghat towards where now Srila Bhakti Puri Goswami Maharaj's Math is there, that is all called Ishodhyan. Means Isha means controller, Supreme Lord, but here it refers to Isha, Isha means Radharani, like Isha and Isha, like Ishwar, Ishwari. So when you have long A at the end, that is Isha. That is Radharani. So the garden, Udyan, of Radharani is Ishodyan, because there is Radha Kunda there. So our Parangurudev, when he made the mat first, then he also made Radha Kunda, excavated there behind our mat, and he brought water underground from Ganga. That is water from Ganga. And later on that Shyama Kund was also made, and now Bhagavat Maharaj made that ghat and everything. So this Ishodyan area, so if you go from our mat, outside the gate, if you go left side, first you will see the mat of Srila Bhakti Jajavar Goswami Maharaj. Next one is Srila Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Gosvami Maharaj. That was assisted by for Gopinath, all Ishodyanis, Parangurudev is behind that. And because he requested all God brothers, you please come here, we will stay together, you will do bhajan. And we should not allow some other people, they should occupy this place. This is sacred, most sacred, so better we should all make here. Whole life he was for this. And if you go to this Srila Madhusudan Gosvami Maharaj's mat, you will find his samadhi is there, and his the temple Guru Gauranga Radha Krishna, and one Shiva Mandir also is there. And behind, if you little go behind the main temple and that Shiva Mandir, you will find diorama of Krishna Lila and Gaur Lila with very small forums, but very sweet. I like the diorama very much. They are very small, but very nice, sweet, and you have to walk around. There are many exhibitions of Leelas. So that land in Ishodyan. Then there are some incidents here, Srila Bharati Maharaj mentioned, and he also came to he was coming to our mat in Kolkata, Chaitanya Gauriya Mat, for those annual functions. He was speaking there. And Srila Bhakti Rakshidhar Dev Goswami Maharaj was very grateful to Maharaj that because he was conducting parikrama, Navadip Dham parikrama for Chaitanya Saraswat, mat of Sridhar Maharaj. So Sridhar Maharaj said, I am relieved I can do bhajan because Madhusudan Maharaj is taking so much responsibility. It is difficult to find such a person. He was engaged for publication of magazine and also Navadip Dham parikrama. And if you see some old recordings on YouTube also, some Vyasa Puja of Srila Bhakti Rakshidhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, you will always see Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj there, and he is speaking. He was fully dedicated to Srila Sridhar Maharaj. He took sannyas from him, and here also Bharati Maharaj mentioned that some were thinking it is inappropriate to use the title Vishnupad in front of Shiksha Guru. Like when giving Jayadvani, one second, yes, but Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj said no. Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru, they are same. If that, of course, Shiksha Gurus, there are many, all Vaishnavas are Shiksha Guru, they are different levels, but one whom is revealed to you by your Gurudev to be your Shiksha Guru, and he is non-different from him, that prominent Shiksha Guru, for him you can use this title. And Srila Madhusudan Gosvami Maharaj said, I saw that Sridhar Maharaj is not different from Prabhupada. Same Siddhanta, same realization, same, fully he accepted everything. So I consider him as non-different from Prabhupada, so I'm using this in Jayadvani. Because really it is so, if someone is fully, completely surrendered, then he will have everything what Guru has. He will receive everything. And in that way, he will become non-different, like in Pranam Mantra of our Gurudev, Shri Bhakti Daita Madhava Bhinna. He is non-different from Param Gurudev, our Gurudev. Why? Because fully surrendered, everything is, it is like transparent medium. Param Gurudev, everything is there in Gurudev. So non-different. And some pastimes here. Yes. And he also came to the opening of Srila Prabhupada's appearance place there in Puri. So he told there, we disciples of Srila Prabhupada are many, but other than Sri Madhav Maharaj, not one of us attempted to preserve Srila Prabhupada's glorious appearance place. Although many disciples of Srila Prabhupada had ample means at their disposal, they did nothing. But what Sri Madhav Maharaj lacked in financial resources, he made up for that in ardent determination. It was by this determination that he managed to accomplish the impossible. Because it was not about the, 1 second. Here. It was not about the money. ISKCON also tried with big money. They tried. Sai Maharaj tried. But they could not, because it was not about the money. It was so many tenants were there. And according to Indian law, there was some complicated situation there. So our Gurudev was sent there to research. After researching the whole situation, then he said to Param Gurudev, it is impossible. It will be a waste of time, energy and money. So we should give up this. But Param Gurudev did not reply to any of this. He said, no, you take paper, you will write to this person, this government, that, all you will write. He did not hear anyone, because he was requested by all his god brothers in Navadip. If there is someone, it is you who can get that place. So Param Gurudev took it as a service to his god brothers and to his Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada. So he was determined. And although our Gurudev told him it is impossible, but he did not listen. He said, you're right. Then Gurudev was thinking, it is impossible, but by Gurudev's grace, impossible can also become possible. So he gave he fully surrendered to that project, and he was staying in Puri for 10 years to get that, and so many hardships. And at the end also they tried some, when Param Gurudev already got it, then some other mat, they said, no, that is We are original mat. They are not actually bona fide. We have to get it, and they already planned to give. Then Parang Gurudev again had to personally come to meet that governor and explain the whole situation. When he went to that governor was going somewhere with his car, but just seeing the figure of Parang Gurudev, very tall and very beautiful and effulgent, not ordinary person. Even outward appearance was not ordinary. Then he stopped his car, came out from the car and offered full dandavat on the road to Parang Gurudev. So much he was impressed only by seeing him, and he asked, "What you were coming to see me?" Parang Gurudev said, "Yes." Then he said, "Just now I have something to do. I will come back." He ordered his own people to take care of Parang Gurudev in that place. And after 1 hour he came, and Parang Gurudev explained everything to him. Then that governor said, "Yes, you will get." So then Parang Gurudev got. Then all God brothers were very happy, and they praised. You will find in Pranam mantra of our Parang Gurudev, Shri Khetre Prabhupadasya Stano Dara Sukirte Sarasata Ganananda Sangvardhanayate. He is glorified or praised for this work to recover that place of birthplace of Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur in Puri, Shri Khetre Prabhupadasya Stano Dara Sukirte. What is now some technical thing? Stano Dara Sukirte Saraswata Ganananda Sangvardhanayate. By this, he pleased all Saraswata Gauriya Vaishnavas. All followers of Srila Saraswati Thakur means Prabhupada. So here also Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj wrote, our most worshipful Srila Prabhupada noted Sri Narottamananda Prabhu's sincere inclination towards serving Sri Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas, especially his particular attachment to hearing and speaking Harikatha. For this reason, Srila Prabhupada sent him along with numerous veteran Tridandi sannyasis to preach all over India the principles of pure bhakti as issued from the lotus mouth of Sriman Mahaprabhu. There were many occasions where Srila Prabhupada personally observed the indomitable enthusiasm and expertise with which Sri Narottamananda Prabhu delivered lectures and performed kirtan in assemblies graced with the presence of distinguished intellectuals. And he also noted the way he took on numerous responsibilities related to establishing mats and temples. Srila Prabhupada was highly pleased to see that Sri Narottamananda Brahmachari was always ready and eager to render all types of services with a peaceful mind and while wearing a sweet smile. If I am not inclined to serve, then when I will get some order, I will do it, but with disturbed mind and with bitter expression on my face. But because he was a real devotee, so he did all services with great happiness, being happy. On behalf of Sri Navadip Dham Pracharini Sabha, Srila Prabhupada conferred upon him profuse, affectionate blessings by awarding him with the devotionally significant title Bhakti Kamal, which means the lotus of devotion. Nitya Lila Pravishta Pujyapat Srimad Bhakti Rakakshidhar Maharaj, Pujyapat Srimad Bhakti Vichar Jajavar Maharaj, Pujyapat Nam Bhajananandi Srila Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, Pujyapat Srimad Bhakti Daita Madhav Goswami Maharaj, and other prominent intimate disciples of Srila Prabhupada would always experience great delight upon hearing Pujapat Madhusudan Maharaj's classes on Srimad Bhagavatam. Thus, he teaches us to follow the ideals exemplified by his devotee. Yes, then this is about his disappearance. So, I visited his temple when I was in Mayapur, and his disciple is Srila Bhakti Ujjwal Muni Maharaj. I met him also many times. He was coming to our mat on the festivals in Kartik like this. He wrote that pranam mantra for Gurudev and also that song for Gurudev which we are singing, and also for Guru Parampara on my request, personal request. He wrote last 4 lines in Guru Parampara for Gurudev, but that is not now sung in our mat. What is now sung is by Turyashari Maharaj, but I have separately that. So he is disciple of this Madhusudan Maharaj. And another one disciple, I saw him in Mayapur. I don't know if he is still living in this world. That time he was old. He was a charge of that mat. He used to come to these festivals and he would speak. He was usually president of Sabha. Today I saw one live video from Facebook from this mat, many Vaishnavas gathering and singing his glories, but I could not see that Maharaj. So maybe he already disappeared also. Now mostly the president of these sabhas, these meetings, is, today also I saw him sitting on chair, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Sagar Gosai Maharaj. He is staying in Rudradip Gauriya Math. He is now president of all these sabhas. He is a very realized Vaishnava. If you speak with him, then you can understand. And he can speak Hindi, Bangla and English, all. When you come to meet him, he will ask you, which language do you understand most? Then he will speak in that language. Very nice Maharaj, very serious and all realized. So today also I had this fortune to see on Facebook Live, they showed this Samadhi Mandir, the deity of Srila Madhusudan Gosvami Maharaj. So I am remembering him and bowing down to him and praying for his causeless mercy. You will also find some his Harikathas on YouTube. In Bangla, I know, maybe some in English also, maybe I did not, I don't know now, but in Bangla there are very clear speaking. You can understand everything that Muni Maharaj used to put there. So one is Bhakta Bhagavat, devotee Bhagavat. Another is Grantha Bhagavat, scripture Bhagavat. They are both mercy of Supreme Lord to inspire us to turn towards Krishna and serve him. For this reason they appear in this world. They are mercy incarnate of Krishna. We are fallen souls. We did not want to serve Krishna. We want to enjoy. So that is not good. So Krishna wants to inspire us to go to him. Then we can be happy. So yesterday we heard, certainly, therefore, since time immemorial, all transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, with great delight, because such devotional service is enlivening to the self. So just one verse I will read. Sattvam rajas tama iti prakriter gunastair yuktah parah purusha eka ihasya dhate stityadaye hari virinchi hareti sangya shreyangsi tatra kalu sattva tanor nrinam syuh. The transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely passion, goodness, and ignorance, and just for the material world's creation, maintenance, and destruction, he accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Of these three, all human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of the quality of goodness. They are guna avatars. Vishnu is transcendental and he accepts Satya Guna for maintenance. Brahma is sometimes Jiva. If there is no qualified Jiva, then Krishna will also take that form. And about Shiva, you have two. One is Sadashiva. It is on the other side of Brahmajyoti, beginning part of Vaikuntha. He is expansion of Vishnu, not different from him, expansion, Sadashiva. And on this side of Maya, he is Rudra, the Guna avatar of Tamogun. So here we have to take shelter of Vishnu. Katanga Maharaj, he was fighting on the side of demigods for a long time, and they defeated the demons. Then all demigods, they were very happy with him, and they said, we want to give you some boon. You please tell what you want. You want weapon, you want health, you want beauty, you want that property, what you want, everything we can give you. Then that Katanga Raja, king, he asked, can you tell me how long I will live? Then some astrologer demigod came and he saw and he said only 1 moment. Some are explaining 1 moment, some are saying 24 minutes. That one muhurta. So then King Katvanga, he said, then what is the use of all these things? You liberate me from that. Then they said that we cannot do. Only Vishnu can do. Then immediately he left them, all demigods, and went to Vishnu and took full absolute shelter, and he was rescued from Maya and got the service of Vishnu in 1 moment. He is the example of one who rejected demigods. You know that verse in Bhagavatam is that you have to reject Guru, mother, father, husband, demigod, anyone who cannot rescue you from that. So he is example of one who rejected all demigods. He was not attracted by anyone. This is all temporary. So this is teaching we have to get. Guru said any moment we may die. What will go with us? So what we should strive for? What we should acquire? We should acquire only devotion to Krishna, not these other things. They're all temporary. And this life also is temporary. Everything is, so what is the use of all these things? And this teaching is there. Another teaching is only Vishnu can rescue you from Maya. Another teaching is you can get it in a moment. Once Gurudev personally told me, you can get in a moment. It is there in Shastra. In a moment you can get, but you have to surrender to him exclusively, unconditionally, then in a moment you will get. He's not delaying or this thing. No, we don't want. That is the problem. So King Katwanga got ultimate goal of life, pure devotion to Supreme Lord. He got it in a moment. Everyone can get if he takes absolute shelter of Vishnu, not of any other demigods. To him. That is why Krishna also says, Mam eva je prapadyante. One who will surrender to me exclusively, he can be rescued. Because this is my Maya. So tomorrow we will further here.